All right, last video for the day. Super Battle Road time. This is Space Traveling Warriors. You guys can see we are rocking a team kind of mixed with Wicked Bloodline, little Terrifying Conquerors, and obviously all Space Traveling Warriors. So, excuse me. The main idea is we're going to have a cooler rotation, and then we're going to have a Ginyu rotation with a kind of cooler and turles floating. That's like the big idea of what we're going for here, right? So now you guys will see. This one is not too bad whatsoever. Just when you have a team like this that just goes absolutely crazy, Cooler's still a top 5 unit in the game, I'd say, right around that area. Maybe you could argue like he's a little bit outside of 5, but I do like Cooler's kit a lot. He just does a lot with all the attack lowering that he does, the defensive raising that he does on that 12 key, and then being paired up with STR Cooler for the support and the attack and defense lowering that he does. It's just a very lethal combination, so to speak, right? So when you have someone like Full Power Frieza being a floater and he's still like, you know, we're talking about a year ago where he was arguably the best unit in the game, and now he's just kind of reduced to a floater on this team. It is just kind of funny how power creep works, but, you know, we do have Cooler here doing his thing. We're worried about him doing the attack lowering and all that fun stuff. That's really kind of his main goal. When he is in the situation to do like the 4 or 5 supers that he is capable of doing, it is where things get a little bit crazy, right? 1 second. All right, the dog rudely interrupted the recording, but here we go. Obviously, what I was talking about, Cooler doing his 4 or 5 supers, getting that defense up, getting all that attack lowering is an essential part of how you kind of just go ahead and beat this. But you guys are seeing right here, like these bosses are just they're like an Extreme Super Battle Road boss is not built for this Cooler. Like Cooler is just like, hey, how you doing? I want your lunch money. I'm taking it. There's nothing you can do, right? Then Full Power Frieza. I mentioned in the last video he hit for 7.7 million on his 12 key. This was the run where he did it, not the last one. So, you know, that is just kind of how things go. This dog is funny. That's the second time he's opened the door during this recording. So he is just all over the place. He's gone rogue. But yeah, so now we're going to go ahead and set up the other rotation here where we have like Ginyu and Turles, and then we'll just have Ginyu and Cooler, something like this. Just when you have items like that, it doesn't really matter. Just with the amount of supers that Ginyu can do, just pop a Whis and you will be fine. When you have 635k HP, you can just take care of any boss like this. And then you guys see all these STR orbs are going to be able to grab for Cooler. There we go. He's got his 24 key going, and then Turles will be fine as well with his ability to stun, and his overall like kind of power creep that he has is still good. So what we're looking to do is get you know, one guy on rotation with him, and then we'll kind of go from there. What is it? Rakumen Goldo would be who we want to throw on rotation with Ginyu, as, you know, that's just going to be like the most damage that you could get for adding Ginyu. And then you have that the guard, you have the tanking ability, and then Cooler. Honestly, you can just run him in slot 2 if you want to, because you can see this is working just fine with items. But yeah, there's really just like an infinite amount of ways you can run this team, and it all works. And that's what's so cool about it, right? You could really just like, you know, double Whis up and put Cooler in slot 1 if you wanted to, but you don't really need to do that. When this Cooler's doing 3 to 4 to 5 supers every turn, it's just tough to deal with, right? It really is. So boom, there we go. Got the attack lowering going, and then we get another one from him. So he is just absolutely just demolishing the stage. Like, we were talking about how Extreme Super Battle Road isn't built for Kid Goku. I can promise you that Super Battle Road is not built for Cooler. Like, they are not set up for what he brings to the table, the amount of damage he's doing, the capability that he has, the amount of supers he's doing. It's just way too much. So you really have nothing to worry about there. We can go ahead and float off Rakumen Goldo, let STR Cooler do his thing, and the other STR Cooler is obviously a Chad, so he will do his thing, and then hopefully we can get the rotation. I don't even know if we get the rotation of Rakumen Goldo with Ginyu, just with how overpowered this team is, right? Like, it's just doing so much offensively, defensively, utility-wise. It's really tough to hang with it. So it'll be interesting to kind of see where we go from here. This was by far the easiest thing I had to do of the evening, like, because it was a busy night last night with just all the content that they threw at us, where it was like, here's 2 red zone stages, here's Extreme Super Battle Road, here's Super Battle Road, here's Infinite Dragon Ball History, here's a story event, and, you know, here's top grossing stones, and no Piccolos, no Gohans to show for it. So we're having a great time over here. But overall, you know, I am glad that they are putting all the stuff. There's more stuff to do now than there usually is, so I am grateful for that. Being able to do 4 videos even before the Annie in one day is a bit of a new kind of experience. But hey, here we go. We have all of the things that we need now. We can just go ahead and use all these items that we have. You technically could take them home with you, so that expression doesn't work, but it's like, you know, you might as well use them if you got them, right? Like, let's just try and make this as easy as possible. Full Power Frieza is going to get that guaranteed additional, as he did get hit, so we're going to be able to do a lot of damage here to Kid Buu. But unfortunately, this is a very STR-focused team, so this is where kind of Kid Buu can be a little bit of a nuisance just with the amount of HP that he has being one solo boss. That is where things they don't get tricky, but they get annoying in Extreme Super Battle Road. Like, if it's a solo boss, they're just going to have so much HP. Because, like, you know, when we talk about, like, when Extreme Super Battle Road was the hardest content in the game, the things that we would discuss were, like, getting to turn 6 is really hard unless it's one boss. So it was, like, 2 stages in the game. Like, you think about the Potara one, I think it's the Buu Saga one, where you fight one at the end. I think it's Super Vegito. Where you have like a long fight with one boss, and this is where you do have a long fight with one boss right here. But this is a new stage. Space Traveling Warriors is a new category stage, so we didn't really know what to expect going into it. But we will now know for the next setup. We want some Extreme Tech, or Super Tech, Extreme Tech Space Traveling Warriors. This would be where Pan would look really good, but I just did not see a team setup where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna reliably run Pan, right? So really, as you guys can see, the Goldo Raccoon rotation is out the window at this point. Like, I'm not thinking about that. But we still do have a bunch of items going, so I don't need to worry about those. And then hopefully Turles can go ahead and get like the stun or something like that. But, you know, this is just... I think... Do I play it safe and just pop another one? Yeah, I'm like, you know what? Let me just damage reduction up. Let me not play around, right? Because I just wanted to get out of here at this point. I was like, you know, if I don't want to reattempt this. This feels a little too easy. Like, a no item run for this would probably be really easy. Especially if like a Rainbow Cooler or something like that. But I was like, you know what? Let's not even bother. Let's just kind of go ahead and move. My Cooler, I mean, 55%, he definitely doesn't look as impressive, mind-blowing #1 unit in the game like a lot of people like to hype him up as. But if you do have him rainbowed, I can understand where you see those turns where he's at 2.5 million defense or whatever, and you're like, yeah, this is the best unit in the game. I'll be like, yeah, I understand. Now with Piccolo being a thing, I don't really see the argument for it, but I do understand it, like pre-Piccolo and Gohan, right? Obviously, Gohan's not better, but Piccolo definitely is. It's tough to argue what Piccolo is bringing to the table. So, you know, you guys can see like we were getting into phase 3 here with like 4 minutes, and now this one has taken like almost double the time that it took, right? So it is a bit of a drag, but Cooler is trying to get us out of here with the attack stats he's doing. A crit for 4 mil, and then that another additional super for about 6 million. Well, 5.6. It's not close to 6, but if this does crit, we'll be done in a minute. The dog really doesn't want me doing this recording. Now he's barking. Let's go ahead and get this crit, and then hopefully Turles does enough damage to the point where we are out of here with this 4.5, and that will be the run for, yeah, so 1.6, yep, that is enough. So that was the Exploding Rage Super Battle Roads category stage, or not Exploding Rage, Space Traveling Warriors. Super Tech Pan would be a good option. But other than that, I'd say you just run the Ginyu Force, you run the Cooler team, and you are really all set to go. But that's all I got for you in this one. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of the Dokkan content that I post. I have a dog barking, so I gotta go take care of him. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out.